Hey, what's going on? My name's Andy Monroe, the co-founder of Bullish Events. And I have this really cool tool that we just built for you guys that you're actually going to get access to for free at the end of this video. But if you're in the live event space, if you are a high ticket coach or consultant that's currently hosting live events for your business, or even if you've been to a few different events, you've attended some, whatever it is, I'm sure you're familiar with food and beverage. And I'm also sure that you're familiar that food and beverage is like the most expensive aspect of hosting events most of the time. Definitely, if you're going to be doing your event at a resort, convention center, hotel, any place like that, food and beverage is going to be very expensive. Even like restaurants, bars, places like that, they'll get you with the food and beverage minimum. That's usually pretty expensive. They'll waive the service fee to give you a food and beverage minimum. But even if you're hosting like a party, networking event, whatever it is, usually you're going to have some type of food and beverage, and it's usually going to be like a decent amount of the cost for the event. So we decided to build this calculator to help you guys calculate the food and beverage costs for your event a lot easier and save yourself time and also save yourself some money. And we've calculated so many different food and beverage plans for different events. And I used to just have to do it the old fashioned way. You just you get your big PDF menu from the venue, and then you write out like, okay, we were going to have 100 attendees. You look through all the meals, you find like, oh, the chicken salad looks good. So we're going to have chicken salad. The chicken salad is, it's $40 a person times 100, and then the tax and service charge. And it was like so manual, and it would take forever. My business partner, Ethan, as well, he can vouch that it's just not a fun process. So whether you've experienced that before, if you have, then I'm sorry, you understand the pain. If you haven't, then luckily you have this food and beverage calculator now to use moving forward. But yeah, it's meant to essentially just it's going to save myself and Ethan a lot of time and money, and it's meant to save you guys time and money as well. So I'm just going to show you a little bit on how it works. It's pretty straightforward, so this should be a pretty short video, but you can see food and beverage calculator here at the top. And starting off with day one, sorry, I'm gonna move my keyboard right here. Hopefully, you guys can still hear that all right. So with day one, let's just say we're gonna roll with a chicken sandwich. Is the item we chose for lunch on day one. It's called lunch. And then moving over into the price. So let's say the chicken sandwich is $20 a person, which is honestly like if you're working with a resort, that's pretty cheap. Let's say you're gonna have 25 attendees. And then up here you can see that if you're doing like usually with resorts, convention centers, like bars, any like official establishment, if you're doing your own event at your own house or your own office space, or if you're on peer space renting a venue, you might not have service charge and tax. But if you're doing like any like structured organization, any place that's like a business that you're doing an event at and you're working with that business, they're usually going to have some sort of service charge and tax on their food and beverage, and you can put that up here. So let's say 20% service charge and a let's say so we're gonna go with 7% tax. This is all just hypothetical, and you can see down here, grand total would be $635. Let's say you also want to add in like a fruit cup. I like fruit cups. Let's say that's another option on the menu, and the price for a fruit cup is $5, and you're also gonna have 25 as well. And you can see it automatically calculates the service charge and tax for everything. It adds, combines these totals. So your total now is $793. Let's say that's just day one. You're just going to do one lunch on day one. Let's do day two. On day two, let's say you're not going to go chicken sandwich. We're going tacos. Tacos on day two for lunch. The price for tacos, let's say they're $15, so a little cheaper than a chicken sandwich. You're going to have 25, and then you're also gonna have what goes with tacos, chips and salsa as like a little side dish. And the chips and salsa, they cost $7, and you're still going to stick with 25 people. If this is just a whole rabbit hole, but if you're going to have 25 attendees at your event, I'd recommend ordering like a little bit more food and beverage just to make sure you have enough for people. If you have the exact number, it's like incredibly stressful. Yeah, you might spend a little bit more money, but it's just good to have the extra. And like people might grab larger quantities. You might want to feed your staff, so it's just good to be safe there with food and beverage. There's been a few events where we had like the exact amount, so it's like you just hope that it just works out. It's just not that fun. So I'd recommend having a little bit of a buffer there. And also, quick hack here: most venues, when you order food and beverage, let's say like most hotels, resorts, bars, restaurants, convention centers, if you order food and beverage, they'll usually make like 10 to 20% more than you order, just to account for what I just said, like extra attendees, people taking larger portion sizes, whatever it is. So if you want to be a little risky, you can kind of anticipate that and be like, okay, the venue is going to make like 10 to 20% more than I am buying. But if they don't, you're kind of screwed. So if I would just recommend naturally baking it in to just keep yourself in a safe situation. But actually, I have some friends. We have some people that we've met through the years of working in events, that actually work for like venues, and they told us that yeah, usually venues will make like 10 to 20% more food, just to make sure that everyone's covered and they have it there. So just a little quick hack there. Do with that as you please. All right, that's kind of it. You can see how it works. Day one, day two. It calculates all the food and beverage costs. So you have the subtotal of the food and beverage right here, 1,175. It calculates all the service charge, all the tax, and gives you a grand total of 1,492. And this used to take so long to do. Like we would sit there and I'd be in my notes app or sometimes even writing it down, and it would be like, okay, we have 100 attendees times 25, fruit cup 5 times 25, tacos 15 times 25, chips and salsa 7 times 25. I'd manually calculate it all, and then I have to multiply that, the sum, whatever you call it, the total food and beverage amount, by the service charge and the tax. It just took a long time, and then I get it wrong sometimes. Um, and then just because it took so long, we would usually just like go with the first or second option. But with this cool tool, you can come here, and even if you wanted to like compare and contrast, like maybe for day one you're looking at maybe for day one you're looking at like, okay, do I do the chicken sausage and the fruit cup or the tacos, the chips and salsa? And you can see right here that you would save almost $100 if you went with the tacos and chips and salsa instead of the chicken sandwich and the fruit cup. So it's just very very easy stuff. So you guys, if you actually want to use this tool, like it's yours for free. I'm not selling this thing. I'm going to jump over here into Bullish Events, which is our community on School. You can see there's my face. So this is Bullish Events. This is our school community for high ticket coaches that are hosting live events for their business, or high ticket coaches that are interested in hosting live events for their business. And we know like most high ticket coaches are getting into the game. It's usually just you guys doing it yourself, you and your team. Maybe you have a team of a couple people, maybe you have like 10 or 15, whatever your team size is. That's how we started when I was a partner at Fun Launch. We started doing the events ourselves. And I know you're just trying to figure it out. There's a lot that goes into it. So we're just trying to provide you with as many resources as possible. And of course, you can always hire us to do the events for you. That's what we do at Bullish Events. But if you're doing it by yourself, I just want to make your life as easy as possible. So if you want access to this food and beverage calculator, you come over here into Bullish Events. Once you join in the classroom, event tools, it's in there and you can use it. So I believe there's also, there's also an event ROI projection calculator. So you can use this tool to project the potential ROI of your event. It's pretty cool. So you can play with different scenarios, different offer price points, different ticket price points, different budgets, and you can kind of see like a best case, medium case, and worst case scenario for your events, which is pretty fun and pretty cool. So if this is interesting to you, if you want to use this tool, it's completely free. This community is free as well. Absolutely no cost to join. The only way that Ethan and I make money is through our done for you event service, where we actually partner with high ticket coaches and consultants and do their events for them. Sometimes we do some consulting on the side, but usually we do like a full done for you partnership with our clients. So we're not selling any information. We're not selling anything. So if you want to use this event calculator free, go ahead and join our school community called Bullish Events. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.